Welcome to Deep Dive, the daily podcast from Career Spotlight Academy, where we take you beyond the surface of today's most exciting careers. From STEM to entrepreneurship, we'll explore the ins and outs of industries shaping the future. Get ready for expert insights, real-world advice, and a look into the skills you need to succeed. Let's dive into your future, one career at a time. Let's take that deep dive with Career Spotlight Academy.
Ever wish you could test drive life choices, before you actually had to fully commit?
Yeah.
Well, that's what's so cool about this Career Spotlight Academy's life skills simulator that we're looking at.
Right.
This deep dive is going to be about how this platform is getting you ready, not just for your dream job, but for kind of everything,
Right.
for the whole shebang.
Yeah. It's really not like just your typical career advice platform.
Right.
It's really thinking bigger picture.
Yeah. Okay.
How do you actually build a life that is fulfilling? And the source material we're looking at really digs into that.
Absolutely. And it covers so much. It's from budgeting,
Yes.
which, let's face it, that's a big part of adulting,
Right.
to figuring out how to start a business, or even just finding work-life balance. It's this simulator has it all. But what I think is so cool is how it actually works.
Yeah.
It's not just reading a list of tips.
Right.
It's you're actually thrown in.
You're in it.
Yeah.
You learn by doing.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's so much more effective.
For sure.
So you'd log in, you've got these different scenarios that sudden car repair that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example.
Totally.
Because in the simulator, you're not just getting a lecture about emergency funds or whatever.
Yeah.
You're actually feeling the pressure of that expense.
Right.
And you might even have to make some choices that you're not happy about, to make it work.
Yeah, and that's what I think is so smart about it, is that, like you said, it's one thing to hear about it, but to actually experience that,
Yeah.
I feel I would be so much more likely to put money aside if I had virtually experienced not having it when I needed it.
Yeah, it makes it real,
Literally.
it connects those dots between what you do today and how it actually plays out.
Yeah.
Let's say you really want to splurge on that fancy coffee maker.
Yeah.
The simulator might then hit you with, okay, now your car needs to be fixed.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And suddenly that small thing that you're doing every day like that becomes this oh no, I wish I had that money.
Right.
Because you haven't built up that safety net.
Right.
So it's not about being perfect. It's just about understanding the why behind it all.
And I think honestly, that's what a lot of us missed out on.
Yeah, I think so.
Growing up, I can't even imagine how different my relationship with money would be if I had been able to actually interact with these scenarios instead of just staring at a bank statement trying to figure out.
Exactly. And they talk about that in the source material that a lot of people graduate
Really?
without those
Yeah.
basic financial skills,
Wow.
which is kind of scary when you think about it.
It is.
So the simulator's trying to bridge that gap
Yeah.
and give people the tools to actually manage their money well,
Right.
because that's something you need no matter what you end up doing.
For sure.
It's not just about a job, it's about life.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's the simulator saying hey, we know life is kind of crazy.
Right.
Let's practice dealing with that now so you're not totally freaking out when it happens for real. Exactly. But it's not all about money though, right?
Right.
It's not just about dodging debt collectors and stuff.
No, it's really about all those skills you need to just function as an adult.
Right, how to adult properly.
Yes, exactly.
And one of the things that I thought was really cool that the source material talks about is the entrepreneurship aspect of it.
Yeah, it's a whole big area that they really dive into.
Okay, so walk me through that because I'm fascinated now.
Right.
How does that actually work?
So let's say you've always wanted to start your own business, right?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
But, it's risky.
It's terrifying.
Yes.
I would never.
Exactly. So this is a safe space to try it out.
Okay.
So you go through the whole process, you come up with a business plan.
Uh-huh.
You have to figure out okay, how am I going to get money to make this happen?
Okay.
And then you've got to deal with marketing, actually getting customers.
Yeah, real world stuff.
Yeah, and there might be like competition that pops up that you didn't expect, or you have to make these like hard decisions about like, do I hire someone? Do I raise prices?
Oh, so interesting.
Yeah, so it's really like the full experience of running a business.
Wow, that is so cool.
It's pretty amazing.
So you're not just like learning the theory behind it.
Right.
You're actually getting like the practice.
Yeah, like you make mistakes and you learn from them, but like in this safe environment.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's got to be so good for your confidence. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, because you come out of it feeling like, okay, I can actually do this.
Yeah, like I've handled this before, I can handle it again.
Right.
And it made me think, too, about work-life balance.
Oh, yeah, that's another big one.
Which is something I feel like nobody ever teaches you.
No, you're just kind of supposed to figure it out.
Right. And the source material mentioned that the simulator even like...
Oh, yeah, they have a whole section on that.
Okay, tell me everything.
So they're really smart about it. They give you these scenarios that force you to make choices.
Okay.
So, like, picture this. You're working on this big project, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the deadline's coming up fast, but then your kid has like a school play that night.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
And it's like, okay, what do you do?
Ugh, I feel like that's such a real thing.
Oh, it's so weird.
It happens to people all the time.
All the time.
And like nobody tells you what the answer is.
Exactly. And the simulator isn't even trying to tell you what the right answer is.
Yeah.
It's more about helping you figure out what's important to you.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So by going through these scenarios, you start to see like, okay, I'm willing to compromise on this, but this is like a hard line for me.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
So it's like you're sort of having these like practice runs
Exactly.
for like those tough moments in life.
Yes.
So that when they actually happen, you're not totally caught off guard.
You've been there before.
Yeah.
It's like you've already thought about it.
Right. And you've thought about like, okay, what are the potential outcomes here?
What are the options?
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a game changer for sure.
Yeah, it really is. It's like they took all the best advice, like from therapists and life coaches, and just like put it into this app.
Right. So cool.
It's amazing.
And the thing is, it's not just about like getting by. You know, it's not just about surviving adulthood. It's about actually like having a good time.
Yes, exactly.
Like enjoying your life.
It's about thriving.
Yeah. And like the source material even talked about how they have stuff about relationships and like well-being.
Yeah, they recognize that like emotional intelligence is just as important as any other kind of skill.
Totally.
Like you could be the smartest person in the room, but if you can't handle your own emotions, like
right.
It's not going to go well.
Yeah, you're going to run into problems eventually.
Exactly. So they built in these scenarios that are like, okay, how do you set boundaries with people?
Yeah, how do you deal with conflict?
Yeah, what happens when you experience a setback? How do you bounce back from that?
Which honestly, like that's the kind of stuff that I wish I had learned like way back in the day.
Right.
And it makes me think like, what if this was just like part of school?
Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
Like what if everybody graduated with not just like the textbook stuff, but also like the emotional skills to actually like deal with life?
It would be a game changer.
It would be amazing.
People would be so much better equipped to not just survive, but like you said, to thrive.
Yeah.
To actually enjoy their lives.
Okay, so this is what I want to know. This isn't just some like futuristic fantasy.
Yeah, no, this is real.
Like people can actually use this thing.
It's out there. You can go online right now and try it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Career Spotlight Academy, they made it super accessible.
Good.
So anyone who has the internet can use it.
That's amazing.
Which is so important.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody should have access to this kind of information.
Totally. This has been so eye-opening, like this whole conversation.
It's really cool stuff.
I love it. So for our listeners who are like, okay, I'm ready to level up. Yeah. I'm ready to try this simulator. Like, where do they go?
Head over to Career Spotlight Academy.
Perfect.
They've got everything there, like all the information about the simulator and all the other amazing resources they offer.
Oh, yeah. I forgot they have even more stuff.
Yeah, they're doing a lot.
So it's not just the simulator. Like, go check out their whole website.
Yeah. Totally. And follow them on social media, too.
Oh, good idea, because they're always coming up with new stuff.
Always. They're like on the cutting edge of this technology.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, this has been an incredible deep dive.
It really has.
So much good information. But before we wrap up, I have one last question.
Okay, shoot.
For you, if this had existed like when you were starting out, is there anything you would have done differently?
Oh, man. That is a tough one.
Right? It makes you think.
It really does. It makes you think, like, what if I had had this back then? A lot to ponder.
Well, there you have it, folks. Go check out Career Spotlight Academy and see how the Life Skills Simulator can help you make the most of your own life journey.
Absolutely. It's a game changer.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep striving to live your best life.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks for diving deep with us today. We hope you're feeling inspired and ready to take the next step toward your future career. Don't forget to join us every day for more insights, tips, and real-world advice to help you succeed. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and let Career Spotlight Academy guide you to success.